Good morning and welcome to the Unity of Port Richey. Our service will begin in just a moment.
We're ready for prayer whenever you want to start.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So, doing my thing again where I light the Christ candle to start our service. And we'd light the Christ candle as a reminder that the Divine Spirit lives in and through each one of us. If we could, I've got a couple orders of service here. Yes, you can start by doing the flute. We'll have a little bit of reflection time. And then that was wonderful, Lori. Thank you so much. Got us all settled in here. Thank you. Now we'd like to do our opening congregational song. So if you'd like to stand, we will sing I Start My Day.
What is my day? That's what I am for. I start my day with joy and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with love and peace. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with love and feel that sweet release.
Yeah, you are. So,
I hope you're feeling that joy in that moment.
yes, thank you so much, Marie. So, I want to welcome you again and remind you that unity is a positive, practical path for spiritual living. We acknowledge all paths to God, and no matter where you are on that path, you are always welcome here. So, we trust that something today in the music, meditation, or the talk will uplift or inspire you. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, we ask that you like us or subscribe. It makes it easier for you to find us, and it blesses us as well. So we do have an outreach program here, and what we do is we collect money to feed the hungry. So if you have $1 or 2 as in change, while they sing this song, you can come up and place it in the basket. And this is going to help our Pack-a-Sack program, which is in a deficit right now. So if you're willing to give a little extra, it will help and benefit that program. So thank you.
We are the hearts, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth. And we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world.
Thank you, ladies. Now I'd like to introduce our prayer chaplain for the day, which is Lorraine Simpson, please. Yes, finally. I don't know what that means, but I guess she's not been here, and she feels like she's been away forever. So,
I'm so happy to be here.
awesome.
I am so happy to be back. I have missed you all so much. As you see, I put the prayer box here, and that's out in the entryway. And please feel free to put in any prayer, either a request or a blessing that you have, if you want to thank the groups here for. And it's prayed over every day here for 30 days, and then it's sent on to Silent Unity and prayed on for another 30 days. Of course, everything is kept in strict confidence. Okay, our daily word today is world peace. I live my vision for a peaceful world. To bring about peace in the world, I begin by paying attention to my first reaction when I feel I have been treated unjustly. I do not deny my feelings, but neither do I allow anger, envy, or other negative feelings to take control of my response. I feel my feelings, but I remain committed to living the truth I know. Regardless of behavior, every person is a divine being, a living expression of God. I call upon my divine faculties of love, faith, and strength to guide my next steps. No matter how another responds, I remain centered in God. My efforts make a difference. Peace between individuals creates peace within families, in communities, and among the nations of the world. From Isaiah 32, verse 17. The effect of righteousness will be peace, and the result of righteousness, quietness and trust forever.
Okay, so we're going to go into meditation before the lesson, but I wanted to make sure everyone knew that our guest speaker today is Reverend Barbara Williams. And we love Barbara so dearly. Yay. She blessed this church for many, many years. She was the minister when I came here. I don't know if I'd be in Unity if it wasn't for Barbara. And when I came and heard her speak the first time, I was hooked. So it's a pleasure to have you. So they're gonna sing a little bit in the meditation, and then she'll go into her lesson. So I just wanted to make sure I gave her an introduction. So thank you.
Peace give I to thee, give I. Peace give I to thee, give I. Not as the world gives, give I to thee. Peace give I to thee. Oh, give I to thee, give I to thee. Oh, give I to thee, give I. Not as the world gives, give I to thee. Oh, give I to thee. Love give I to thee, give I. Love give I to thee, give I. Not as the world gives, give I to thee. Love give I to thee. Can you sing the peace verse with me? Peace give I to thee, give I. Peace give I to thee, give I. Not as the world gives, give I to thee. Peace give I to thee. Peace give I to thee.
So we allow ourselves to set aside the activities of our day all that brought us here, all that is to come, and we move deeply into this moment. And the invitation is to put your hand on your heart. And breathe in to your heart space. And whisper to yourself the word peace. And allow that word to release anywhere in your body that you're holding that is unlike peace. God is peace. I am peace. We are called by a weary world that is seeking peace. And so we hold that as the troubles of the world move around us and perhaps capture us, we lovingly move back to this heart space and remember that God is peace. I am peace. The greatest gift I can give to this world God is, I am. God is. Feel that right through the bottoms of your feet, anchoring you. God is in this moment as peace. I am. I choose from that Christ of my being to live in peace. And as I center myself in this knowing of the power of peace, it brings forth hope. For it quiets my mind so that I may see the blessings that I have maybe been too busy, caught up in the outer world to recognize. God is peace. I am peace. And the peace I bring gives hope to the world. Just breathe that in. God is, I am. And as I become an ambassador for peace and hope, I just feel my heart expand. From hope comes love. gift I bring is that unconditional love when I put aside the stories of unfairness or angst or differences. I live love from that place of peace and that hope. So again, God is peace and hope and love. And I am peace and hope and love. God is. Take a deep breath of that. God is. I am. And so it is. Amen and amen. Thank you, Marie. Put the lights on. Just take a deep breath of that. And so what I'm looking at are all these faces of peace in our world. And that's what we come to unity, isn't it? For is to transform ourselves. And then we watch as it changes our families and it changes our world. And boy, are we called now, aren't we? Yes. We are so called. So answer it. Answer that call. And watch. I have on my bumper of my car out there, it says, Unity, expect miracles. Well, that sounds kind of corny, doesn't it? Like, yeah, right. In this world, if you read the paper, there aren't lots of miracles. But somebody explained to me once that miracles are God's advancing truth seen through surprised eyes. So surprise yourself. Surprise yourself by holding the peace and the hope and the love for the world. It's our highest calling. And so today I want to share with you, I've been doing an online series. I call myself Repurposed. I'm not retired. I did, quote, retire from here in 2016. But I've been repurposed, and it's to serve ministers. Reverend Judy was just at the retreat. I was the coordinator of that retreat. It was, just let her tell you, it was amazing. And all I had to do was put people in place, and the love started flowing. An amazing experience. And I bring people to Chautauqua. And Reverend Judy's going to come, and Reverend Marty before her came. And 9 different ministers this year will come throughout the United States. And I get to be with them for a whole week. And they do a Sunday service, and I get to go rah, rah, because I know, as I bet you've guessed, that being a minister is a lot of work. A lot. And you're taking in all the sorrows to help them transform and the issues people have. And so just, my job now is just to bless them and to create a place where they're free for a little bit and they nurture themselves. So but during the off season, the 10 weeks I'm in Chautauqua, I do an online series, and I picked this book, and it's called The 5 Invitations discovering what death can teach us about living fully. Now, some of you might want to back out the room right now as I say, what can death teach us about living fully? Now, when I picked this, something hadn't happened to me yet. I don't know why I picked it. It just resonated. And then a few months after I picked it, my husband almost died. And I was in the emergency room, in ICU. The doctor said, I don't know if he's going to make it. He had acidosis, maybe some of you know what that is. 400 blood sugar, his pancreas stopped working, and now he gives him shot. But all the things that could have happened, which his heart could have failed, his kidneys, none of that happened. However, the doctor told me that all of those could happen, and I sat there in a moment and thought, whoa, what do I want to do about the, maybe this is a change in my life. And it has been. He's recovered, but it has been. And when we did the white stone, and did you do the white stone here?
Yes.
Okay, so some of you know what that is. That is from, it's a white stone in the Bible. It talks about that when somebody was, something difficult happened into their lives, they would give them a white stone in which they could start a new beginning. That's from Revelations. That you're in bondage and you start. So it's probably after this. October's happening, November, we're on shaky ground. And in January, I get the word cherish. Cherish. And boy, it's like God smacked, It's like, okay. And I think part of it had to do with turning 70 too. A funny thing, that 70 kind of woke me up to say, wow, I am on automatic pilot a lot. Are you? Yeah. And today I want to invite you to the first. There are 5 invitations, and I'm just going to share the first one. And you might consider getting the book because it was written by a hospice chaplain, a Buddhist hospice chaplain, and I did a time in hospice under training to become a unity minister. The most profound experiences in my life, and of course with the congregation. I've been to hospice many times, to the hospital, and it's so sacred, life. And you really get it when you think you're going to lose it. And I bet all of you have lost some. I know the longer I'm living, the more I'm saying goodbye to people that are very special. So I'd like to read a couple things from the book. The first is, you might be familiar with Abraham Maslow. And he did the hierarchy of needs, and the lowest need is survival, and then it's being in community, and then eventually it's self-actualization. And so many of us have been in survival mode at times, looking for community. And we're here, if you're here and taking classes and doing stuff, most likely you have this yearning for self, to live from your true self. And so this is what he said. He is a psychologist, and he had a near-fatal heart attack. And this is what he wrote about it. The confrontation with death and the reprieve from it makes everything look so precious, so sacred. Just take this one. So beautiful, that I feel more strongly than ever the impulse to love it, to embrace it, and to let myself be overwhelmed by it. Have you been overwhelmed by life recently? And not in the, oh my God thing, but wow. My word is, as I've been holding cherished, there are just these little incidences, these little visions of how wonderful life is. And memories are flooding me. I mean, it's just like I've made this conscious effort through this book and through the white stone to embrace a deeper part of what I have left in life. And as one therapist said to me once, how you live is how you're going to die. Wow. So I'm open to embracing life and death and all the lessons in between. So one of the metaphors that I thought about our life, and you've probably heard this one, that we're like a wave in the ocean. God is the ocean and we're a wave. So wonder if we're a wave, and as we're born, we're coming into shore. We're just coming through, and as we come to shore, we pick up little stones and little shells, and woof, off we go. And then some part of our life, and I'm feeling that part right now, is that I'm just kind of coming back from the shore. I'm dropping some things. Because in our 30s, our 40s, family, and oh my goodness, my schedule was like this, including being a minister at this church. And now I'm in this dropping. And see what death can teach us about life. It teaches us what we cherish, what's really important. So on my way out, and Ram Dass said, we're walking each other home. We are walking. Feel that. Feel that. My husband and I and my friends and all of us are walking each other home. And home's a great place. Let me just say, home is a wonderful place. That's my belief. And I've had little insights and visions because I've been with people as they've been letting go. So there's nothing to be afraid of. There's only something to be transformed by. And I want to read you a couple other things that says about it. From the book, we cannot be truly alive without some awareness of death. Death is not waiting for us at the end of a long road. Death is always with us. Cells right now in your body are dying, and new ones are giving birth. The whole world is in a flux of dissolving, and here's the great part, and becoming. We're dissolving. My life, my physical body will dissolve at some point, but I'm still becoming. I'm still becoming. And I'm going to continue, and you're going to continue to become. Death is always with us in the marrow of every passing moment. She is a secret teacher helping us to discover what matters most. And the good news is we don't have to wait till the end of our lives to realize the wisdom that death is offering. Death reminds us not to hold on to life too tightly. Maybe we take ourselves and our ideas, oh, here's a good one, a little less seriously. You think some people in our country right now are taking, in our country as a whole, taking some ideas a little too seriously?
Yes.
Instead of the deeper truth, what really matters is our connection to each other. So maybe if we're reminded that all of us are leaving this planet, at least in this body, how could I cut my heart out from any other person? I'm not saying this is easy. It's not easy. There are people in my neighborhood that have said things that I think are hurtful to this country. And they've said them to me. And I've had to breathe deep. And I've had to do my spiritual work and keep my heart open. Do I go home for a while and go, rah, 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 rah? And nurture yourself through that. That's fine. It's our humanity. We have this built-in a fear of our country maybe going in the wrong direction. Okay, that's okay. They do too. Guess what? Their solution, I think, is hurting the country, and they think mine is. Yes. But what do we all matter most? This one woman that was really said some stuff, it was hard to believe that she said that. She said, so what if the earth, the oceans rise and all this, as long as you believe in the blood of Jesus, and your grandchildren will go to heaven, even if they die early. That's what she told me. And I'm going, okay, what am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with this? Yes, believe in the blood of Jesus, and it doesn't matter what happens on earth and who dies. You'll be saved, and that's what counts. Later, I met her adopted son. I didn't know it was adopted son. I'm in a band, and he's a husband of one of the fellow majorettes. I'm in a band of older people, about 400, 500 of us, that perform all over the place, including out of the country. We've been having a blast. And one of the majorettes is married to her son. And he told me, because I said, you really look different. His parents are all blonde, and the father, and he's real dark. And he said, oh yeah, she adopted me and 2 other kids from Egypt that were orphans. This woman that I'm going, made his life possible. He's a lawyer now. He just became a lawyer, and he's telling me all these wonderful things about his life. Who am I to judge? Really? So maybe, knowing that we're all going to die at some point, maybe this will help us be a little kinder and a little gentler. And I think death also is a gift to our planet. We need to get out of the way for the next generation, do we not?
No.
I mean, think if we could live forever, think of the discoveries that are yet to be made by the children that are coming to take our place. And so letting go and making room. Do you remember, any of you were at the memorial, and this is a while back, of Bob Cox? Remember Helen Bates? Some of you know. Well, I was in the hospital with him, and he's planning how he wants his memorial to be. He's telling me. And he wanted blood, sweat, and tears. I'm not afraid of dying, and when I die, and when I'm gone, there'll be one child born, right? Yes, in this world to carry on. Was he a hoot? I'm signing up for his version of life. So, going to Charles Fillmore, our co-founder, really embraced for a while the teachings of Paul, Apostle Paul, who said death was the last enemy. And he believed through prayer and things he could transform and live, continue. And now let me tell you, some unity people backed away from that. They were like, oh, yeah, we're not. And Myrtle Fillmore didn't agree with that. She believed that while prayer can transform your body, and indeed they did if you've read anything, and I don't have the time today to go into it, but Charles and Myrtle did major changes in their health, and they were supposed to both die young, and they lived into really old age. In fact, Charles at 94 said, and you've probably heard it a million times, I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm, and I spring forth, right? To this day, to do what is mine to do. Now that's a way of embracing life and death. And on his deathbed, it said that he said, it's glorious. It's glorious. I'm choosing that one too. I'm taking that one with me. It's glorious. And I'm going to hold that for the people that go before me, because I do. I mean, that teaching for me. And Myrtle was even incredible. You know, she worked at Silent Unity, the prayer, and back in those days you wrote letters, and then finally phones, and now it's all on a computer. And she told everybody in Silent Unity, and I'm trying to think what year she died. It was before Charles. She was about 15 years older than him. She died at like about 86. She was about 86, but she was very sick when she was young. And she said to the staff there, she said, it is time for me to begin my work on the other side. She went to bed. That's right, Olivia. They said it was 3 days. They saw her picking apples, walking around, and then 3 days later she went to bed, and when she didn't wake up. So I'm just going to suggest to you, you have work on the other side, as well as we're getting there, right? You have work. Your soul here. Just the only job you have, how many people say, well, I gotta find what I'm supposed to be doing. I would have never guessed minister in my case. If God hadn't shouted it in meditation, I would have gone like, yeah, right. I hate speaking in front of people. I used to throw up when I taught classes in computers. When I was in computers, I'd go into the bathroom, throw up, and teach. By the way, in those days, it was all men I was teaching. I was like the only female doing that. And let's just say I got heckled a little bit. They had some fun with me, because I was in my 20s and so scared. But my biggest gifts are not the big things like talking to you. It's the person I hug. It's the person whose bedside I was at. All of us are ministers in that way. Our really thing is to bring awakening of love to the world. That's it. You don't have a big job description, but a hard one. This will take everything in you to create the peace, the hope, the love for yourself first, right? And the world. So, from the book again, suppose we stop, am I going to say this word? Compartmentalizing. You know how sometimes I have some blank spaces in my mind these days. I'm not affirming that at 70. Yeah. Compartmentalizing. I said it. Death. Cutting it out from life. Imagine if we regard dying as the final stage of growth that held an unprecedented opportunity for transformation. Could we turn towards death as a master teacher and ask, how then shall I live? That's the question for us. How then shall I live? So their hospice workers got together and compiled a list of what people say in their deathbeds, the 5 regrets. So we have the 5 invitations here, and this one is don't wait to be loved. Don't wait to do what counts instead of being maybe on your phone so much. There might be somebody you want to call, right? So here are what people say, and just see if any of those resonate with you. A bunch did for me. Regret 1, I wish I had had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. Anyone think that? Oh my gosh, I won't even say in my 20s how miserable I was because I followed the bouncing ball of other people's expectations until I walked into Unity and got permission. So I made an affirmation. I thought, well, that's a regret. I want an affirmation for myself. And my affirmation, and you can make your own, just a suggestion. I am guided within to what brings me joy and serves the world. Those in my life support me being me. Now that's what I found at Unity. I have loads of Unity friends and mostly Unity ministers these days. And they are just like, raw, Barbara. By the way, first time I walked in, well, it wasn't the first time I was walking into Unity, First Unity in St. Petersburg, but I wasn't even a licensed Unity teacher yet. And then I became a minister and eventually worked on their staff for a while before I went to ministerial school. But there was this man, he was a Presbyterian minister, a professor at Eckerd College, and he would, as I'm walking in, he's going, and there is the marvelous Barbara Williams. And I'm looking like, he saw it. That's her job, right? That's one of the ways, is to see each other. What a gift to listen, to deep listen, and see that each of you are a gift. And some of you I don't know yet because I just haven't had enough time to discover that gift. But I know it's there. Regret 1. Regret 2. how many of you could say this? I wish I hadn't worked as hard. Oh my goodness. I used to get up at 4 a.m., meditate, then boom, boom, boom through my working life, and pick up my little kid, off, just on and on and on stuff. So the affirmation I said is, I set healthy boundaries for work, family, friends, self-care, and spiritual renewal. Hope you're doing that. That's the way to say yes to don't wait first. Regret 3. I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. Now I want to say something that's not really negative about unity, but in the early days of unity, they would say, oh, you feel sick? Just affirm you're healthy. Just say, I am healthy. Well, a lot of people said they didn't work and they left unity. Unity's been waking up in the last 10 years at least to go, oh, let's just acknowledge the human condition and love it to full. We don't jump right to, I'm fine, I'm hurting, I'm fine. We go, I'm hurting, I'm getting support and love. And in that love, I'm fine becomes natural. So, this is my affirmation. My feelings bring valuable insights to my life's journey. I honor my deepest truth and express those insights with courage and love. Four, I wish I'd stayed in touch with my friends. And this is a big one I'm really jumping into. About don't wait, first invitation. I open my heart and discover meaningful connections that I nurture. And just so you know, I spend more time out there bringing people in. Let's go to lunch than the reverse. People are distracted. And you might have to be the one that does it. And at first I thought, well, maybe they don't care about me. A little whiny on my part. And you know what the truth was, though? I noticed that when I go out with them, they are so happy to be invited. It just seems that I have clarity on that I'm not going to wait. And the fifth, our final one, I wish I had let myself be happier. Oh boy. So how I do that, happiness, for me is a thing that it's like the joy. It's a joy that comes from inside as I'm connected to others. So I affirm every day I embrace wonder and gratitude. That's mine. You have your own formula. So I want to leave you with one last thought. Just maybe put your hand on your heart for a moment. And you've probably heard this line before from the poet William Blake. And we are put on earth a little space that we may learn to bear the beams of love. So feel that. Say that. Let's quietly affirm, feel that. You are put on earth. This little space to bear the beams of love. And now let's just embrace, let's feel that truth going out into our families, our community, our country, our world, the very earth, the animals, the very pulse of the world. We hold this truth that all are put on earth. This little space, so that we may all bear the beams of love. Deep breath. And then just say to yourself, I am that beam of love. And so it is. And thank you for having me.
to invite you to sing along on the I Choose Loves in the song. And then there's a couple more sentences and when that happens, if you'd like to join in, look ahead and peace in my life is growing because I choose love. And my mic is not working. Not sure what happened. Check 1, 2.
You're too powerful.
This one's working.
Not sure what happened.
You blew a circuit, Marie. You're so powerful.
I choose love. I choose peace.
That's right.
Oh, there was the book. Aren't life lessons fun? They're funny, for sure. Oh, my God.
Go ahead, we can hear you.
Check 1, 2. I don't mind doing it just without the mic if you don't mind.
You're good.
This one works.
The third is a chance.
Check 1, 2.
Okay. It just took Gail. Gail just needs to walk up here. And she does it to me all the time in the office. That's not fun.
Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are part of each other. We are one tie that binds us that can't be undone. I choose love. I choose love. Peace in my family is growing because I choose love. Let love be present is what I make of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one. One loving family
just so blessed that you're here today, so thank you. So I just have a couple of, I want to say thank you, of course, to Marie, to Olivia, to Reverend Barbara, to Gail in the back, our ushers and our greeters for today. So, it takes a team to make this happen, so I'm thankful for all of you. I have a couple of announcements. Next Sunday is April 23rd. It's an Earth Day birthday is what we're calling it. So it's going to be a special service with Reverend Judy and Kimberly, who does our chanting meditation. So make sure you're here for that. I want to remind you that Karen did start her class, but it's not too late to join. They just did like introductions. So she's doing the Lazarus Blueprint online. The information is in the lobby. If you'd still like to join, I have that link for you. See me after the service. We're still doing the Wake Up and Pray every Friday. It started last Friday on Dolphin Day. So again, that information also in the lobby with the Zoom link. So she's doing every Friday for 6 weeks. She started last Friday. And it's just 8 to 8:30. Zoom in and you pray. And it's just whatever you guys want to pray for. It's usually a group of, I don't know, a dozen people or more. It's really nice. So you can have that. And then she's going to be getting, here, she's going to be holding a 4-week mindful meditation class. So the dates and everything are out there. One of them is a Tuesday evening and the other is a Wednesday morning. So she's doing it so that everyone has an opportunity to participate in this. We also, Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, we're going to have Charlie Dwight back. And in concert, I invite you, bring a friend, come out. If you were here, for Easter, you know how fun he is. He just goes with the flow. It'll be a nice hour and a half of music and joy. And, we get it that we're going to do salsa and margaritas. I don't know if it'll happen, but we can do it after. So spread the word. It's always, it's a love offering, but no one's ever turned away. So make sure if you're not getting our weekly email that you take the yellow card that's in the chair in front of you, fill it out, put your email down, and that way you'll know all of this that's going on. Each week I send an email out on Thursday mornings. So anything else, just ask me after the service. I do want to introduce someone to you in case some of you were here and you knew, but we did an election, a board election, and we have a new board president. And I'm just going to invite him up. This is Mark Jeske.
I'd like to do the offering time, but good morning, everybody. Good morning. For our offering time, I would like to suggest that we think about all the wonderful things we have to be thankful for. From the meaningful messages we received from Reverend Barbara, to waking up to this beautiful day, to being here in community together, to our enthusiastic new minister, Judy, encouraging us in our spiritual growth. When we give, we receive too. Please don't forget that it is possible to donate using the link in the top right corner of our website, right next to the live stream link. Gail can also arrange for regular contributions through check or credit card. For those of us who donate electronically, I would like to invite you to hold your hands over and bless the offering basket when it passes. Thank you. May the ushers come up, please.
Gratitude before, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, grateful. One more time. Gratitude for me. Gratitude behind me. Gratitude to the left of me. Gratitude to the right of me. Gratitude above me. Gratitude below me. Gratitude within me. Gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Oh yeah. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Oh yeah. I'm so grateful. Yes, we are. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
Come up here, Mark. Let's bless together. So nice to meet you. I just feel how blessed this church is to have you. So let's take a moment and just hold to that knowing that we cannot outgive our Creator. That what flows in us and through us and as us is now creating a deeper and deeper blessing. And so just put your hands out for a moment towards this basket and feel the blessings. And then open to receive that. Allow the blessings of the church, the music, every aspect of this church to come back, and you may wish to put your hand on your heart and to bless you. I'm so grateful. We are so grateful.
We are so grateful.
And we live our gratitude in this moment and out in the world. And so it is.
Oh, wow, that was powerful. Thank you so, so much. So now, if you'd like to stand, we're going to sing our peace song. If you want to join hands, you feel free. If not, that's acceptable as well. Surrounds us, I am light. The love of God enfolds us, I am love. The power of God protects us, I am power. The presence of God watches over us, I am presence. Wherever we are, God is, I am divine. Now take that out into your week. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Happy Sunday.